The greatest leader in the known world once wrote to himself not to boast, not to command, but to endure. He wielded absolute power, and yet every night he returned to his journal to remind himself of one truth: control thyself. This was not weakness. This was Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, philosopher of pain, student of chaos, and above all, master of himself. We do not lead by shouting. We do not command by force. A Stoic leads by example, through discipline, clarity, and calm in the heart of a storm. And if we are to lead our families, our teams, our very selves, then we must begin where Marcus began, with the mind. In this guide, we do not chase comfort. We confront the uncomfortable truths that make or break a leader. Rage, fear, vanity, these are our enemies, not the external world. So let us turn to Meditations, the private journal of an emperor who never intended us to read his words. And yet, here we are, 2,000 years later, searching those pages. For the strength to stand upright, not be held upright, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius' leadership begins with governance of the self. Marcus ruled the most powerful empire in the world, yet he made no illusions about control. He could not prevent plague, he could not stop betrayal, he could not avoid war. But he could rule his response, and that is where real power lies. We are not born disciplined. We become it through habit, reflection, and choice. Each day, Marcus reminded himself, don't be overheard complaining, not even to yourself. Imagine the restraint, the radical responsibility in that command. As leaders, we do not have the luxury of complaint, we have the burden of clarity, the honor of service, the duty to suffer well. Leadership is tested not in peace, but in the grind of adversity. Marcus wrote his meditations during plagues, invasions, and the treachery of his own inner circle. And still, he wrote, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This is the Stoic art of turning every obstacle into fuel. Destructive emotions, anger, envy, despair, are not conquered by ignoring them, but by facing them head-on and choosing virtue anyway. Seneca reminds us, a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. We lead by becoming anti-fragile, not despite pain, but through it. We do not break, we do not bend, we refine. Here lies a paradox. Marcus Aurelius could command legions, but could not command fate, and he knew it. Leadership in Stoicism demands ego death. It demands humility. Marcus reminded himself daily, soon you will have forgotten all things. Soon all things will have forgotten you. This is not nihilism. It is perspective, the kind that strips away the illusion of immortality and leaves only what matters: how you live, how you lead, and whether you remain just even when no one sees. True leadership is not loud, it is not prideful, it is steady, silent, enduring. We do not seek applause, we seek alignment with nature, with duty, with the divine logic of the universe, what the Stoics called logos. To lead like Marcus Aurelius is to live by a code. We rise each day with purpose, knowing we could die by nightfall. We welcome hardship as training, not punishment. We command not others first, but the whirlwind of our own minds, and we remember, as Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The Stoic leader doesn't crave control of others. He seeks command of himself, and from that mastery, influence flows. So the question is not, how do I lead others? The question is, am I ready to lead myself? Because the world doesn't need more rulers, it needs more masters of the soul, more quiet strength, more reasoned fire, more men and women willing to stare into the abyss of their own weaknesses and not blink. We are not Stoics because it is easy. We are Stoics because it is necessary. Read Marcus, reflect deeply, and above all, live like he did. Soft music returns. Over fading images of ancient Rome, a final whisper. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one.